guys, and welcome to a new year. It is now 2023. How did that happen? But I figured I would start off the new year by talking about my most used products for 2022. So basically, I'm just gonna put my makeup on and I'm going to pick out each step of the makeup process with a product that I have used the most throughout this past year. I do want to note, yes, I have not posted a video in a while. I think it was November the last time I posted, and I said I'm about to post every week, and life happened. My photography got busier than I thought it would, and we were sick pretty much all of December. I had pneumonia and wasn't doing anything at all. So I'm back, I am recovered, and I'm excited to start a new year with a video. So that's what we're doing today. Let's start putting some makeup on this very, very pale face. Yeah, let's get into this. So the first step in my makeup, my most used skincare prep primer, whatever you want to say, would be the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. This has been my most used product of the year. I already have another one of these. I only got this late in the year, but before this, I didn't really prep my skin before my makeup. So other than, you know, my moisturizer, but I did not use anything like this before. And so this is definitely my most used for the year. So let's start with that, because I honestly don't put my makeup on now without this product, which is why I bought a backup during their Black Friday sale this year. This one was gifted to me, but like I said, I did buy a replacement. So I just pat this in my skin. I have extremely dry skin, especially in the winter, and this has been a very big help. Okay, so I'm gonna let that marinate and soak in my skin before I put on my sunscreen. While I do that, I put on my eyebrows. Now, my most used brow pencil for 2022. This is a tough one because, where are you? I bounced back and forth between two. And I think the Kosas was my most used for 2022. I've definitely used the Winky Lux one more in general. I believe the most used brow product is the Kosas Brow Pop. Now, I do want to mention the Winky Lux Unibrow. They came out with a slim version, and this is what I've been using every day right now. But since it isn't my most used in 2022, I'm not going to use it today, but I will feature this in an upcoming video because I do want to talk about this as my new number one. This is the Kosas Brow Pop. The spoolie has broken off the end, so I'll have to use a different one. But let me go ahead and put this on. And my child is home today, so if you hear him in the background, I'm sorry. So now that my brows are on, the serum has had a chance to soak into the skin, so I'm going to go on to sunscreen. And I actually just bought a new one of these because I ran out. I have a ton of empties, so if you want to see an empties video, let me know because I can definitely do one. This is the Julep Beauty No Excuses Invisible Sunscreen Gel. So I have two different packaging. This is the empty one, and this is the, holy cow, that's blown out. Hold on. And this is the new one. So I don't know which packaging is newer, but I got these on Amazon. So this has been my number one sunscreen for the year. So this is 40 SPF, 40 UVA, UVB protection, and I actually put it on the back of my hand first. A very nice gel consistency, and again, I really want to do a video using this, but one of the reasons I love this so much is because it goes on very beautifully and invisibly, and just like it's skincare, but it covers completely when I'm using the UV camera. So just that little light layer and my skin is completely protected. So I don't feel like I have to use a ton of this to get that protection. Again, I'm checking in my UV camera. And you can also do light layers with this, and it sinks into the skin beautifully. So I can do a little bit and then add more, and it layers perfectly with makeup. I just love this sunscreen. All right, so the foundation base product that I've used the most this year will come as no surprise if you've seen pretty much any of my videos this year. So I've been using it all year long, and I have like 3 or 4 of them. I've gone through some, and some have been sent to me. I've bought a couple of them, but that is the Merit Complexion Stick. What is it called? Perfecting Complexion Stick? The Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. And this has been my go-to base foundation, sometimes concealer, just simple, quick. I keep one in my purse for if I don't put makeup on. I just put a little under my eyes, pat it out, and I feel a little bit better. And so this has definitely been my most used. So I'm going to start right here and just dot a little bit around to blend that out with this Luxie brush. Now, my most used brush is probably the Merit brush, blending brush, but I feel like I've bounced back and forth between that one and this one, and they both do an amazing job. So this is the Luxie Small Precision 533 brush, and I think it's great for pretty much anything on the face. You can use it to blend out concealer, foundation. I use this for cream bronzer, cream blush. You can even use this to set powder under the eyes. The shape of this is a perfect all-around easy brush. I love it so much. Okay, bronzer. This one is tough for me. I haven't used this one in several months, but I used it the most this year. So the bronzer I use now the most is the Merit, but the most this year is definitely the Kaja. Look at this. It's almost gone. This is the Kaja Play Bento Stack and Butter Up 01, and this was definitely my most used cream bronzer for the year. So let's put a little bit of this on. This blends in beautifully. I absolutely love this bronzer. Perfect. I have a powder bronzer as well, so I'm just putting a light layer of that on. Okay, I skipped concealer, so let's go on to concealer. This is probably my most used for the past 2 years, if I had to guess, but this is the Kosas Revealer Concealer, and this has been, well, I think Milk Makeup may have been the previous year, but this is my most used concealer this year. It's pretty much all I've used. I've tested out a couple, but I always go back to this one. Let's talk about, okay, I'm gonna do a cream bronzer, cream and powder bronzer and blush. So let me get out my most used cream blush. I can't seem to find it right now, but my most used is the Merit Flush Blush in Beverly Hills. That was my most, oh wait, no, that's cheeky. We're gonna go on to powder, and my most used powder for this year is the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Color Correcting Foundation in Porcelain. I love this stuff. I have loved this for years at this point. I keep going back to this powder. So let's set, I just set mostly around the eye area, and then right through here, and just lightly patting some powder on through here. That's all I set, is in the middle of the face. So there is that one. Hands down, my most used powder blush for the year. Again, I haven't used it the last couple of months, but the Jouer Duo Blush, this light shade right here, has been my #1 go-to blush. The only reason I have been using other stuff is because I've been testing out new stuff, and because I got the Hourglass palette, I've started using this, but I'm telling you, this is my favorite all-time blush. Absolutely gorgeous. This Complex Culture brush has been my favorite for blush and bronzer. And so I'm gonna use this to apply this beautiful, light, gorgeous blush. Oh, I love it so much. Could be happy with just this blush. I mean, I like having different shades of blush, but if I didn't do this and just had minimal makeup to do my makeup the same every single day, this is the blush that I would have right here. It's a light, healthy looking glow. I love it so much. Okay, now while I have this brush out, I'm going to use this for the bronzer as well. #1 powder bronzer this year has been the Lilah B B Duo Bronzer. And I've had this, I got this for my birthday, but was it this year or last year? I can't remember, but it was last year. So I had this about 1.5 years now. Let's use this on top of that cream. Don't use powder bronzers as much now because I normally just go in with the cream bronzer, and then I use a lot of cream products right now, but and very little bit of powder. But I did want to mention this one because it is an amazing powder bronzer. Oh, I also use, now for powder bronzer, I use the Hourglass palette. So I use this for my bronzer and my blush. So there is the completed base of makeup. Well, now eyeshadow, this is a tough one. This has been a weird eyeshadow year for me. Eyeshadow is usually the #1 thing that I test out and love. And this year, I just haven't had any inspiration for palettes. But also with eyeshadow palettes, I tend to use one and bounce to another one. And so picking a most used eyeshadow palette this year is actually really difficult. So this is a difficult decision, but I think my most used and reached for palette for this year, the Vanity Makeup, the Signature palette. I think this has been my most used for this year. This shade right here is probably my most used eyeshadow shade for the year. So there's that. So simple, just used these 2 shadows right here. Very easy to blend out. Very shiny, sparkly shades. So I love this palette. I just found the Beverly Hills blush. So there's the cream blush that I used the most this year. Okay, so another powder that I may have used more actually is the Kosas Cloud Set powder. I use this a lot towards the beginning of the year. So I do want to mention that. The Laura Geller I've used a lot the last half of the year. So those are probably neck and neck. Okay, so I don't know where the liner is. Okay, so the liquid liner is the NYX Epic Ink, and I can't find that one right now. So I'm gonna go on to just a pencil liner, and the most used pencil liner would be, yeah, the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Pencil, and this is in Deep Onyx. So black tight liner here. I'm gonna go on to lip liner. My most used lip liner is from Revlon. This is the ColorStay Lip Liner Crayon in, I think it's natural. This is the lip liner that is closest to my lip color. All right, and since my lips are extremely dry, I'm gonna go ahead and put on a lip gloss. Actually, let's go on to a lipstick because this has been my most used. This is a Maybelline lipstick, and this is the Cream in Nude List number 920. I love this so much. It actually has a little bit of moisture to it. All right, so I think all that I have left is mascara, and there's been 2 mascaras I've used a lot this year. One of them is obviously the Merit mascara. I've used this. I've had like 3 or 4 of these. That I've used and loved and highly recommend is the Ulta Beauty Lash Flash Warm Water Wash Off Mascara. This stuff is amazing, but since I used the Merit more this year, that's what I'm going to use today. But I'm going to talk about these products some more in another video coming up. So let's go ahead and put this on, and then I need to find a lip gloss. All right, so there is the Merit mascara. So most of my lip glosses that I use are in my purse, and I don't really know which one I use the most this entire year. But so the lip gloss that I keep in my makeup bag when I'm getting ready that I've used the most is actually this LA Girl Lip Oil Nourishing Gloss. I think it's like a watermelon, yeah, sheer watermelon is the shade, or scent, I would say. Smells good, and it feels so nourishing on the lips. I like the doe foot applicator. This is probably my most used this year that's in my makeup bag. I think that's it. I honestly haven't been using setting sprays much this year, so I don't really have one to mention. I don't know why, but I've kind of gotten away from setting sprays. I have one sitting here. It's the e.l.f. Stay All Day, but I don't really use it. I think because I don't use as much powder now, so I don't feel like I need a setting spray to depowderize everything. Since I've been using more cream products this year, I don't feel like I need setting sprays. So here is the completed face of makeup, my most used products for 2022. I'm excited to go into 2023. I'm hoping there's so much going on this year, and I'm excited. I have lots of announcements coming soon, but yes, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this one though. And if you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you wanna see future videos, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next time. Stay gorgeous. Bye. Oh, thumbnail.